is going to be taken up in the House, as you know, tomorrow, but not going to probably see the light of day in Senate. Why, sir, is this a good use of time for Republicans up on the Hill?
Well, I think it's absolutely important to point out that when President Biden says ironclad, he doesn't really mean it. I mean, for crying out loud, British Foreign Minister David Cameron understands that withholding weapons from Israel helps Hamas. And that's exactly what the president's doing. Every time he makes any sort of criticism of what's going on here and holds up these weapons, Hamas feels like their hand is strengthened. And they are not likely to negotiate. They're not going to give things back. This is a way to make the point that the president really needs to mean what he says, because it's not only impacting Israel, but it's impacting allies around the world that are going to wonder, well, can I rely on America in the future if one of America's closest allies, Israel, can't rely on America?
So what would you say to the House Speaker? I know the other chamber, but this is one of the top Democrats here in Washington, Hakeem Jeffries. He said the following. I'll get your reaction on the other side.
It's not a serious effort to protect America's national security or strengthen the relationship between the United States and Israel.
The top Democrat in the House talking to our Joe Khalil. How would you respond?
I just go back to President Biden said he's got an ironclad relationship with Israel. It's not so ironclad. He's backing away from it. And frankly, he's doing it all for political reasons, because he's afraid of his pro-Hamas wing of his Democrat Party. He's worried about this presidential race in Michigan. I mean, this is totally politics on the president's side. We need to stand with Israel 100%. Hamas started this war. They broke the ceasefire. They committed atrocities. Every death in Gaza today and up from October 7th is because of what Hamas did. They're responsible. We need to arm Israel with everything that they need to win. And frankly, when we passed the supplemental to give them the aid, it wasn't with the restrictions that the president could pick and choose what he wanted to do. So he's really also defying the intent of Congress here as well.
All right, let me ask you about your state real quick, Senator. The trade war might be back on with China, and you know what happened last go around. How worried are you as an agriculture state that if there's a tit for tat between the U.S. and China, that this could hurt ag communities all across your state?
The fact of the matter is, China's a terrible trade partner. They haven't lived up to their agreements that they had with us in the past. And frankly, when President Trump put the tariffs on before and China reacted by putting tariffs on our agricultural products, while our producers weren't happy about it, let me tell you, they understood the need to do what it takes to get China to behave in the world according to world norms and being a fair trading partner. So certainly there's short-term pain here, but our agricultural producers understand that we've got to take a tough stance with China, that they're a terrible trade partner, and the only way you're going to get any response from them is if you act tough with them.
Let me ask you before I let you go, sir, and I know you got to run, but last night in your state, there was a primary there in Nebraska. Nikki Haley hasn't been campaigning for months. And she picked up in the neighborhood of 20%, roughly 1 out of every 5 votes in your state from Republicans. What are you hearing, Senator, from voters in your state who are voting for Nikki Haley, and how big of a warning do you think this is potentially for Donald Trump?
When you look at any election, there's always going to be somebody who votes against the front runner, the incumbent, whatever it is. You're going to get that protest vote. I don't think there's anything big to read into this. President Trump is very popular in Nebraska. The real challenge is going to be if the president can put together a campaign to win our 2nd congressional district, because as you know, we split up our electoral college votes. Yep. It's us and Maine that does that, the only 2 states.
Did the state legislature get it wrong? There was a push to make it, as you know, the congressional districts are split up and it's not all or nothing. Did they get it wrong in your state?
We have a filibuster rule in our legislature, so it's very tough to break. When I was governor, we came with 1 vote of getting Nebraska back to winner take all. There's still short votes in this legislature to be able to do it. So we would like to change it back to what the rest of the country does, which is winner take all. We're disenfranchising our rural voters. We should play by the same rule that 48 other states play by.
Thank you for watching, and make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.